Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So it's no surprise that a significant portion of the United States is living paycheck to paycheck. But what you might not know is that even people who make above $100,000 a year can also be living paycheck to paycheck. And this is a prime example of it. Jake Farron posted this video, living paycheck to paycheck on a six-figure salary. And I think this demonstrates it perfectly because he breaks down his $130,000 a year salary and shows that after bills are paid, there's nothing left over. If you don't believe me, just check this out as soon as you hit the like button and subscribe because we are so close to 1 million subscribers. And if you want to join us, we mean a lot. So thanks so much. And now, let's begin.
60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and of those, 40% is making more than $100,000 per year. But you might be thinking, wow, that's insane. How is anyone living paycheck to paycheck on six figures? I make $130,000 a year, and I'm sad to admit that I'm one of those Americans.
Here's the thing though, there's an article a while ago posted by CNBC about a six-figure earner. Specifically, they were making $350,000 a year in a big city, and that's what they considered to be a middle-class lifestyle. In fact, they didn't actually have much savings once everything is spent when they account for all the costs of just living in a major city. And, we'll go over some of that very shortly towards the end of the video because some of the spending is pretty wild. They actually detail all of this that we're about to go over. But let's get back to the main video here. He's making $130,000 a year. So definitely there's not going to be as much to go around. Let's take a look at it.
We're going through my spending, so hold on tight. Grab a cold beverage and prepare to lose all respect for me.
Wow, look at that. I got a cold beverage and lose all respect for him. It's coming up. Let's see.
We're gonna go through everything, all of my spending, what I spend on my mortgage, my car payment, my power bill, groceries, gas, babysitters. I'm stressed and a little embarrassed. I hate this stuff. I avoid looking at all finances.
That's a problem though. You see, he's not making his coffee at home. Had he just done that? Gosh, you'd be saving most of it. I'm kidding. Don't get triggered. It's a joke. It's trying to be funny. Because everyone says you make your coffee at home. It's true though. I make my coffee at home. It works.
My total income was actually $129,000, not $130,000, which is crazy. I was asking for $130,000, like a bump up to $130 for the longest time. Eventually they came to me and they're like, we got you close. We got you $129,000. Like, why?
All right, that's kind of funny though, that they got him close. You know what? I do that to just upset people. I do it too. So if I owe someone, let's say $20, I'll pay them $19.99. I just find it funny. It's funny, right? It's just like you gotta take the joke. Or, I bet somebody $1 for something, I'll pay him 99 cents. Not enough for it to be like worth their while. It's funny, right? It's meant to be lighthearted. I'm not doing it like mean-spirited way. It's just, it's fun. Maybe for me. I'm weird. It's fun for me.
Before I see any of that money hit my account, I pay $1,852.78 in taxes, and there's $280 in pre-tax deductions, and then I pay $1,190.78 in 401k contribution, which was 12% of my income, and the company would match up to 6%.
But still, he's investing $12,000 a year on his salary, so I'm just saying it could be worse right off the bat, but we'll keep watching.
There's a concept in one of those books, like Richest Man in Babylon, or one of those finance books that says that you should pay yourself 10% of your income first, like pay yourself. So I see the 401k as that kind of thing.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? 10% just isn't enough. What's nuts is that if you save 10% of your paycheck, it would take you 51 years in order to retire, assuming you're getting an average of an 8% return a year. How crazy is that? 51 years for that 10% to be able to grow to a big enough amount for it to replace your salary. It's just not enough. Honestly, I think people should really be aiming for 15 to 25%. I know. Go on, say 25% of your income. I know. You're gonna have to skip on the Starbucks, okay? You're not gonna buy avocado toast no more. No going to TGI Fridays or Denny's on the weekends. Can't do that. Save 25%. If at all possible, that ideally is gonna get you to retirement that much faster.
Just for some quick context, this is my house. I'm married, I have a wife, 2 kids, ages 4 and 2. We drive a Passat and a 4Runner. We actually don't have a car payment because we paid both of these off while I was working the 2 remote jobs. And we've got a little pup named Lucy.
Nice. She's doing a Dave Ramsey approach. Paying off the cars. Nothing stupid. It looks like a reasonable house, a reasonable pup, reasonable cars, hopefully a reasonable wife. Seems like he's off to a good start.
We have a babysitter that comes every week and we pay her I think it's like $40 to $60 every week, which is totally worth it. If you have young kids, take a little bit of time away from the kids, just be with you and your spouse.
I agree with that. I think that's nice. What's silly though, unfortunately, he cannot deduct the babysitter as a business expense. I wonder if you're self-employed and you hire a babysitter so that you could get more work done, is that a business expense? I think it can be because it allows you to work more and make more money. That would be something that I'd be curious about. Let me know down below in the comments. If we have any accountants in here, can you deduct a babysitter, essentially childcare costs, if you are working? I think so. Maybe. Who's to say you can't call them your assistant, right? Like, just they're assisting you with your child, so you could work. I don't know.
Our utilities is $510 per month. This is our power bill, $258, which is a lot. And it's because it's a summer month, like August, it's always going to be higher because we're just cranking that AC.
Listen, he should not be running AC if he's got a hoodie on. You can't do that. My thinking is that you want it to be hot enough where you don't have to wear a hoodie. Like if he's cooling his house down where he's cold, he's like, oh, I got to put on a jacket. It's wasting money. Don't do that. I'm the type where I don't like it to get cooler than about 69, 70 degrees or warmer than 75. Like usually about there. It could be as warm as like 78, I'll let it be. But otherwise, you're just wasting utilities, cooling down more than you need to and heating up more than you have to. So
dentist for $243.77. I got hit by a car on my road bike when I was 16 years old. So smashed all my teeth out. Recently had some dental work where they had to replace one of the crowns, $243.
His teeth look good though. That's the one thing about veneers is, they don't degrade in color, do they? I think they always just look good.
Our groceries are $892. We're so bad at this. We eat out way too much. $782 eating out.
Yikes, that's a lot on groceries and eating out. A lot. So $892 on groceries, which makes sense, I think, for a family. If they're eating at home every day, they're cooking good meals, they got a kid, that's fine. But that, in addition to eating out, what are they doing? Look, it's expensive. Mama Chu's Mexican Grill, $157. Why? Again, Mama's Chu's Mexican Grill. Again, another $50 there. Slab pizza is a lot of pizza. Five Guys, Chipotle. Jersey Mike's, well, Jersey Mike's pretty good. In-N-Out Burger, that's good too. And it's all after tax too. So it's like, to spend $150 at Mama Chu's Mexican Grill, he's got to make $220 to be left over with enough money to buy that. It's not worth it.
I never know, like, what's normal? Like, what do you guys spend on eating out every month? I'm so curious. Like, comment below if you know how much you spend on groceries, if you know how much you spend on eating out. I would be very curious.
Yeah, so groceries, I know our grocery bill, I think, is about $500 a month. And then the eating out, I think, is about $1,000 a month, I think, is eating out. But a lot of that, by the way, me taking out Jack and Alex, we have business meetings, and then after a podcast or so, we'll go and we'll strategize for all you can eat sushi at $30 a person. So, if Jack and I go, it's about $80, $90 with tip and like tax and everything all in. Usually if the three of us go, it'll be, $120. But yeah, we go and strategize. You make money that way. So that's how I rationalize it.
For gas and fuel is $467.97. Travel. So in the month of August, we actually took our family to Disneyland, so $357. So I don't know if I should really count this in my regular spending.
Yeah, you should, because every month you do something. You know what's crazy? Every single time I see this, there's like a one-off expense. And the person's like, oh, this just doesn't happen. It's not every month that I'm going to be doing this. Every month has a month where it's like, oh, I only do that once a year. But you do that 12 times a year with 12 different things. There's once a month something comes up like that. So, you got to just average it out. Everything, you just average it out over the cost of a year.
We do have other sources of income, like I do freelance design work, and I have a chunk of savings still from when I did the 2 jobs thing, and I make some money from YouTube. I'm actually surprised at how much I'm making because I'm pretty new to the platform, making more than I would think.
Guaranteed 1.1 million views on a finance video. He's made, probably about 15 grand on this video. The downside, actually, is that he didn't make the video 8 minutes long. If he added another 9 seconds to this video, he could probably make 25 grand. Because it's under 8 minutes, it actually could be less, because he only has one ad in the video, and that means, I don't know, 7 to 12 grand on this video. So this video alone probably paid a lot of his deficit for a long time.
We're really trying to be more disciplined about spending now, even with the higher income, because I always feel like I've painted myself into a corner with bills and lifestyle where I feel like I have to make a certain amount of money or we're just not going to survive. But going through and seeing like what I actually am spending money on, I'm realizing how much of my spending is not necessary.
Yeah, okay, so he's in the red. He's subsidizing it with savings, and he's really not investing that much. When you really get down to it, saving 10% is good, but it could be a lot better. So what do we got here? I would say the biggest thing that he could be cutting back is eating out. Right off the bat, $782 on eating out. Maybe take that down to like, a date, maybe even 2 date nights a week, okay? So that way he gets out of the house, and maybe a few meals here and there. Probably take that down from $782 down to maybe like $300. So there's $400 right there that you could save. $400 a month saving on that. Clothing and shopping, $606. Unless it's a necessity, I cut that down as well. Take that from $600, save another $400 on top of that. Right now, he's saving $800. So take clothing down to $200. Financial advisor, $150. I don't know if it's worth it. If that financial advisor is working or not. Like, if he's in the red, I'm just saying, right? Like a financial advisor you think would save more than it's costing, but evidently I don't think that's working. Insurance I think is important. I keep that. Gas and fuel, it's expensive, but if he's going to and from work, you gotta do it. But if some of that gas could be cut down, instead of going out to eat, you're saving on gas in addition to that, so that could probably also be cut down. Random spending, $231, and travel. Listen, I think easily there'd be an extra $1,200 a month in here that he would be able to save and invest. Cutting back a little bit, sure, but you get an extra $1,200 a month. So that would mean that in addition to saving $12,000 a year, he'd be able to save about $13,000 on top of that. So $25,000 a year. There's his 20-something% savings rate right there, just by doing that. Just not even assuming he's gonna make more money over his lifetime. So there we go, that's what I would do. But imagine now making $350,000 a year. Well, CNBC found how a family of 4 is basically paycheck to paycheck with leftover, I kid you not, $121 a month. Let me show you. You could see here on the chart here, we have an annual salary of $350,000 a year. We have a pre-tax $38,000 a year contribution to a 401k, and then a very expensive tax bill in California, which leaves them with $223,000 a year left over, or a monthly income of $18,000. Seems like a lot of money, right? But when you consider the cost of childcare, $30,000 a year, preschool, $24,000 a year, food for 4 at $70 a day on average, a bit of high end here, okay? $25,000 a year. A mortgage, $46,000. And again, that's probably on a small home in the Bay Area. Like a 3-bedroom, normal looking home is like $3 million there. It's so expensive. And that's like, just to get in there. Don't even get me started on rent, okay? Then we got property tax, another $22,000 on top of that, property insurance, property expenses. Life insurance, $2,000 a year. Healthcare, $10,000 a year. Baby items, car payment. Toyota Highlander instead of a Range Rover, $4,500 a year. Gas, $3,000 a year. Anyway, you see, after everything is said and done, they're left over with $1,500 on a $350,000 a year salary in the Bay Area. How? A lot of these begin to add up very, very, very quickly. Now, I will argue here that childcare, they're spending a bulk of that on just the kids and food. So the moral of the story here, just don't have kids. It's simple. That was a joke, okay, guys? But the childcare costs are eventually going to go away. If one of the parents is a stay-at-home, then that's obviously going to affect that as well. So you just, nix some of that stuff. But beyond that, I would say when you look at this, they are still saving $38,000 a year in a 401k, and they're also adding $2,000 a month in equity in the property. So just between those two, saving 24 plus 38, so they're saving about 60 grand a year. Just between that, not including anything else, and they're also taking nice vacations. So, I mean, it's the cost of a really expensive lifestyle in an expensive city. Go and try this in, Atlanta, and it's going to be probably a third of the cost. So overall, guys, I think it's really important. Track your expenses. Do everything you can to cut back. And no matter what, make sure to get a free stock down below in the description because our sponsor, Public.com, is giving a free stock all the way up to $1,000 when you sign up with the code GRAHAM and make a deposit. So again, that might help with some of this. So with that said, you guys, thank you again for watching. Feel free to add me on Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time.